question is from Will Schreiner. My 9-year-old girl wants to start working out with me in the gym. Do you recommend bands or free weights?
Body weight.
Yeah.
I think that's the best way to start.
Definitely.
Is to get them to learn how to manipulate their own body. Standing squats, elevated type push-ups, practicing handstands where you hold her legs up so she can kind of try to support herself.
Like a MAPS Anywhere protocol.
Yeah, because that proprioceptive ability will benefit them tremendously. Now, if I had to pick between bands and weights, I don't know. I guess I would probably pick weights, but go super, super light. Now, here's the truth. There is no wrong answer here, so long as their form and stability and technique is perfect. Right. There is no fear of injuring your kid is if you have them go beyond their capability.
Well,
and their capability
the proper dose of intensity.
Yes, and the capability is pretty low. Like you'll take a little kid who, has the strength to, let's say, press 10-pound weight above their head, but they don't have the balance to do it. And you'll notice this. You'll take a 10-year-old, have them hold a 1-pound dumbbell that's light, and their hand will...
That's the biggest struggle you're going to have trying to coach them through these movements is just that they don't... Their body is just not as aware that, what to sort of like anchor down and what to, what to press and how to actually like hold their body and sustain, their body in that plane and that position. So to be able to get them to access way to brace their body and like control the movement. Controlling the movement is everything at the early stage.
I mean, you could follow something that's that we've written and created, like a MAPS Anywhere, but you could even simplify it more than that if you didn't want to invest in a full program for them to follow. Like I would literally I would be squatting, pulling up, lunging, body weight row,
planking, holding yourself up.
I would pick like 5 body weight type movements,
squats,
that's very basic, and just perfect those. Get good at them, get controlled with them, watch form, because they're going to have a hard time with that single leg toe touch. I know that's in Anywhere, and I think that's a great.
So here's something I used to do with kids with that. I'm glad you brought that exercise up. So here's the thing with kids is you got to make it kind of a game. Mm-hmm. So because I've trained kids as young as 9 years old, and so what I would do is I would take a bunch of, marbles or pencils, and I'd put them on the floor, and I'd say, you have to bend over and pick these up, but you have to do it while standing on one foot. So then they would automatically kind of do this single leg toe touch, trying to pick up as many pencils as they can with one hand. And then if they touch the floor, okay, you touch the floor, you got 5 pencils, good job. Now let's see if you can beat that, get 6 this time. Yeah. So kind of create, those types of games, give them a medicine ball, tell them, push this off your chest, see how far you could throw it. Throw this to dad or whatever, throw this to mom, and kind of have those games. And the workouts tend to be short. You're looking at 20-minute type workouts, unless you get the rare. When I used to own my little wellness studio, I was next door to this coffee shop, this breakfast joint, and the owner there had this young boy who he was a small kid for his age, and he used to ride his skateboard, and then he'd stop and watch through the window, and he would just look with awe. And he would always stop right around the times that I would be working out. And this would be around summertime when he was out of school. And he'd watch me work out. And I could recognize the look in his face. Like, it was me. That was me when I was a kid. Like, I looked up to strong.
Just enamored with you.
Yeah, strong, muscular, like, oh my God, I want to get strong. And so then, I'd go out there and be like, hey, what's up, buddy? And he'd be like, do you want to be big and strong? He's like, yeah, I want to lift weight. Now a kid like that, let him go. Have a great time. That kid easily spent an hour and a half in my studio working out.
Right. That's like my youngest. It really is like it's they watch you, they start mimicking, and that's where I was like, I even taught my youngest, he's only 6 years old, how to and he has pretty proper mechanics for a kettlebell swing already. So there's little things that you just notice if they start to pick up on it. I can coach, just a little bit to sharpen it up for them, and then he just goes in there and works at it.
Yeah. I would personally, I would take I would have, if you don't already own the MAPS Anywhere program, I would take that, and then I would pick a handful of exercises from there and teach that to your daughter? Is it daughters?
Yeah.
Your daughter, and see what if she like just falls in love with it and is good at it right away and is looking for more with the. So my goal as dad is like, I would like to get her to the point where she could actually do this whole program, but I'm going to start off with just a few of these movements and see if that keeps her attention and she works towards
And
getting
just
better.
build on it from there.
Yeah, and just build on it. Add a new exercise every. Maybe you only give her 3 to 5 exercises to work on and do while you're working out, and then as she gets better, I'd add another exercise and add another exercise, and you might find someone like the kid Sal saying she may be thirsty for more right away. And
Oh,
then
that's rare though. Most kids though, they get bored
Yeah.
after about 20. Here's the big key. This is what I've told parents this time and time again. The big key is to create positive, fun associations with exercise, because if it becomes a do this, do that, and the kid dreads it, you're creating a relationship where they'll probably not want to work out when they're on their own. When they're older, they're gonna rebel and they're like, "Fuck, I don't like the gym. My dad used to force me to do it. I hate." I used to. You know how many clients I've had who
it's
were
like food, dude. It's the same thing with food.
Yep. I've had a lot of clients who were competitive, like swimmers, and then they never wanted to fucking swim again. As soon as they were done with school, like because their parents forced them all the time.
Yeah, they're just overbearing.
Yeah. So like here's what I do with my son, right? With my son, now he doesn't have the same thirst for lifting weights like I did. And it probably because he's not insecure like I was. I was super insecure about my body, and that was what drove me. He's pretty secure with himself. So, and we enjoy it. But what I do with the workouts with him is he gets to cuss. We get to tell dirty jokes. It's like it's time with him and dad where he could
It's
talk like
man time.
however he wants. You know what I mean? And so we have a lot of fun. So I know later on when he's older, he'll remember and be like, "Oh, that was a good time with my dad." It creates that good. With my sister, with my daughter, we'll play music, we'll dance, we'll have fun. I'll color with her, throw darts, and then in between we exercise. And my goal is to try to make them enjoy, look forward to the time, or at the very least not have a bad experience, because I've seen a lot of parents with their kids where it's like fucking boot camp, and I'm looking at the kids, I'm like,
you're fat. We
Yeah.
gotta do something about
unfortunately, a lot of parents that get their kids involved in fitness is because of that, because they've allowed them to overeat for so long. The kids put on
living
a bunch,
vicariously.
yeah. Then the kids put on a bunch of body fat. Then the parents go, "Oh shit, I see I've done this, so now I need to make my kid exercise." Worst thing ever that way.
No, it's not good. And what'll end up happening is when your kid is old enough to make their own decisions, that's how they're going to rebel. They're going to go exact opposite of that.